Do you guys ever have that problem where you're really excited for a project or something that you're working on, but then something new comes along and it completely distracts you for weeks on end and you just completely forget to ever go back to the project you were originally working on? No? That's just me? Today we're going to be following up on an idea that I had for part 1 of this DLC, The Teal Mask, in which I played through the entire story with a full team of shiny Pokemon, using various methods, including shining sandwiches and outbreaks, just because I wanted to see if they really were as busted as everyone thinks. Spoiler alert, they're pretty crazy. Now, I just want to let you guys know that I actually finished recording a majority of this video as well as scripting it before the epilogue released. So because of that, I don't make any mention of it for the majority of this video. However, at the very end of the video, I am going to be playing through that epilogue and getting that mythical Pokemon. Now, let's get into the action. We open up just like last time with a call inviting us back to the school building to go on a special trip that we were hand-picked to experience because we're just so cool. When meeting with Director Clavel, we're introduced to the head of the Blueberry Academy, Director Serrano. We arrive at BB Academy and pick up our old team from Kitakami to start things out. After a short meeting with Lacey and Serrano, we're set loose in the terrarium, which means, of course, it's time to start catching everything new that we see and to start thinking about what we want to shiny hunt first. My plan is to hunt 2 shiny Pokemon from each of the 4 zones, so we have quite a few options and some choices to make. And after some deliberation with my chat, Shiny Trapinch was going to be our first team member. Yes, I know. I'm going to be putting in my resignation as a shiny hunter starting tomorrow. I just didn't want this video to take like 2 months like the last one did. Thanks to the sandwiches though, the hunt only took a little over an hour. Thank goodness too, because look at this cute little guy. Shiny Trapinch! Shiny Trapinch! What a cutie! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him go! Come here, you! Look at him! He's got Hyper Cutter. Do I want to catch you in anything specifically, or can I just put you in a kind of thing in Luxury Ball just because I don't know? I'm also kind of afraid to snarl because I don't remember if I saved. Crit capture! Now with a fully evolved Flygon, thanks to some EXP candy, we continue on to... Oh, wait, is that Shiny Rhyhorn? Shiny Rhyhorn! Whoa! Is my... Hold on, is my boost... Okay, my boost is still active. That's why. Jeez, dude. Shiny Rhyhorn is our second encounter. Oh no, dude. This is our second encounter. This is Pokemon number 2 for the DLC playthrough. I'll take it. I'm happy with that actually, because we have the ability to evolve it right now if we wanted to. And then it's gonna be a strong physical attacker, probably. Dude, I'm gonna have 2 ground types on the team. Oh, and the crit capture. You have a nickname to Rhyhorn? Yeah, I guess so, man. Now we can make our way to our first class. We are tasked with catching one of the Alolan form Pokemon for the teacher. The question is, do we hunt Alolan Executor or Muck? I decided to try for Muck, since I already had a Dragon type on the team. So we made a Dark type Sparkling Sandwich. After about an hour of running in a figure 8, we found this little purple dude. Shiny Grimer! Shiny Grimer! That's exactly what I wanted! That was a terrible encounter. Hold on, Grimer, we're doing that again. Beautiful. I'm gonna try to Air Slash. Okay. Alright, we're gonna Moon Blast it this time. Still too much. Okay. Yeah, let's Syrup Bomb it. Alright. That's a much safer level to have it at. Let's go ahead and see if we can put it in a Luxury Ball now. Ooh, the crit capture! You'll love to see it. With this new friend, we take some time to catch some of the Pokemon available in the coastal biome. After a while, we find that Araquanid and Dewpider are back in the games, an evolution line that I kind of forgot existed, so what better time to shiny hunt it than now for our challenge. So with a bug boosted sandwich, we set off, and not long into the hunt, we found it. Shiny Dewpider! I don't know what made me decide to turn and look right here, but there he is! Shiny Dewpider! Oh my goodness, dude. The purple, oh, that is so clean too. I feel like Luxury Ball is kind of our only decent, I think the Luxury Ball, just because the Luxury Ball is my favorite Pokeball. And nothing matches better. Nothing makes me want to not use the Luxury Ball. You know what I mean? I might go for the resisted superpower right here and try and see if I can weaken it without knocking it out. Do it a lot. Come on, baby. Give me the crit cap. Come on. Critical capture. Show it to me. I could repeat ball and pretty much guarantee capture it, but I don't like the repeat ball. This Dupiter is such a punk, dude. Get in the ball, please. Critical capture! I hope nobody watching this has a fear of spiders. Next up, we go to meet up with Carmine, but before that, I met Sinclair. This feature is actually pretty cool, but I do feel like it's a little bit underdeveloped. It kind of strikes me as if there was actually a lot more they wanted to do with this that they just didn't have time to finish. I don't really know what you're supposed to do with it. I feel like there was maybe supposed to be a minigame based around it or something, but I will admit I lost a lot of time to synchro mode, but I won't let it take up too much of this video. So let's check in with Carmine and see what she wants. This is where we're introduced to the main drama of the DLC. Her little brother Kieran is going through a phase, and she wants us to try and knock him out of it. Toothpaste haired looking dude shows up to tell us that the only way for us to challenge him to a battle is if we can beat the 4 strongest trainers at the Blueberry Academy. Then he invites us to join his clubhouse, where you can order all kinds of cool stuff online. On an unrelated note, we also ran into Perrin, and she wants to take pictures of us catching wild Pokemon. We're gonna have to talk to her again after we capture 200 Pokemon in the Blueberry Pokedex. Since we have 4 shiny Pokemon under our belt, we're gonna go ahead and take on the first 2 league battles as well. First up is Crispin, the fire type trainer. Though in order to challenge him, we have to make him a super spicy sandwich, which honestly, I think it's just lazy on his part more than anything, but you know, go off, King. He leads with Talon Flame and Rotom Heat. By the way, did I mention every battle in this DLC is a double battle? I actually kind of enjoyed this because it made some of the battles that would probably be pretty easy a little bit more challenging. In fact, I got pretty close to losing a couple battles because I didn't take the time to EV train. With Tony in the lead, we have a pretty safe rock slide to open up with, but thanks to Burn and a miss, we managed to not pick up either of the easy KOs. Turn 2 doesn't go much better, with Burn now spread to both of my best super effective attackers in this matchup. However, we do get a knockout, which brings in Executor. And with that Pokemon now on the field, I pretty much just expect that Tony is going down. And since he's burned anyway, I'm kind of okay with it. Maybe Kaepora can help. Thankfully, the Rotom prioritizes Emerald this turn, allowing Kaepora to get a big Air Slash off. It's here that I start to really wonder if I need to put in the effort to EV training in order to make this viable. One more Shadow Sneak is enough to finish off the Rotom, and Executor goes down to Air Slash finally, but my team's looking pretty beat up. Camerupt and Magmortar up next. Upon realizing that Magmortar has Thunderbolt, I really start to question my way out of this. I only have 2 Pokemon left, and both of them are taking super effective coverage damage. We're not giving up yet. With Shadow and Miguel left, I have to get creative. I hit Camerupt with the Liquidation because there's no way it's going to survive that 4 times super effective and boosted by Water Bubble, and in that same turn, I Terra Chato to survive while it goes for Syrup Bomb. The idea being that after a few turns, I can safely outspeed it and just focus on the partner slot for now. Final Pokemon is Blaziken. Still not feeling very confident, but beyond any expectation I could have ever had, Chato manages to survive the turn and do half of Blaziken's health with Dragon Pulse. Then for some reason, we Focus Miss and Sunny Day in the same turn, pretty much just giving Chato the knockout on Blaziken. And after 3 turns of passive speed drops, Chato outspeeds Magmortar to pick up the final blow and somehow secure the match. I was in so much disbelief on this one that I just had to laugh it off. Next up is the fairy type trainer Lacey, and her pre-battle challenge was just as easy as the last one, so I'm just gonna skip to the battle. She leads with Granbull and Whimsicott. Not exactly a terrifying lead, and this time I do have a battle plan. I attack into Whimsicott while Tony swords dances, but thanks to a light screen, she survives the turn, and Kaepora takes an Ice Punch. Everything is still okay though, because Kaepora is able to set up Reflect, while Tony Earthquakes to clean up the Puffball. It lives. Well, let's go ahead and start the strat. We send in Flakes to intimidate the Granbull, then double out into Grimace so that I can send Flakes back in where Tony is getting knocked out. The Intimidate cycle. You see where this is going now, right? Now with Whimsicott taken care of, and Miguel on the field to soak up hits from Primarina, it's looking like we're in a pretty good position. We lunge now to keep those attack stats low while Grimace focuses on the main damage threat. Flakes comes in to replace Muck while Leech Life finishes off the Primarina. Slowbro hits the field, and now with Granbull at -4, we can safely double up on that Slowbro slot for the rest of the game. Slowbro, Alchemy, and Excadrill go down to the double ups before we finally turn to the Granbull and finish the battle. But these battles are still getting a little bit too close for comfort. We did win that battle with only 1 Pokemon left. Next stop is the Icy biome. We actually need to hunt a few more shiny Pokemon. You almost forgot that was the point of this video, didn't you? Since we're catching a bunch of new and returning Pokemon here, let me update you on the Pokedex so far. 147 caught. That's not too bad, huh? I decide to settle into the Charstone Cave to decide what we want to hunt for. Maybe Drillbur. No, we have 2 ground types already. What about Joltik? Well, we do have a bug type in Miguel. Wait. Oh my gosh. Hi, hello. Shiny Magnemite. goodness, dude. Timing impeccable. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like a luxury ball is almost mandatory, right? Am I crazy? I cannot believe. Can I evolve into Magnetron? Probably, right? I think Thunderstone. EXP candy and a Thunderstone for easy evolutions, and Magnetron is ready to go. A little more exploration, and Pokedex pages later, we stumble across Duraludon. This Pokemon has actually got a brand new evolution in the DLC called Archrilodon. I think it's Archrilodon. So this could be a very worthwhile shiny hunt. With the steel boosted sandwich, we could snag shiny Beldum instead. And both are actually fantastic additions to the team, so I'm... Really? Already? Is that shiny? Pretty sure that's shiny. Yes, absolutely. Come here. Yes! Shiny Duraludon. Good. We didn't knock it out. We eat a flash cannon. That's fine. That was so fast. Heavy ball for sure, right? Ooh, and the crit capture. You'll love to see it. That was fast. I wonder if I can find a shiny bell. Another one. And another one. And another one? Oh, wait, hold on. Is that 5 shiny Duraludon in the span of one 30-minute steel type sandwich? These things are absolutely busted. Now with 6 shiny Pokemon found today in the snow, let's see what Drayton's up to. He leads with Flygon and Dragonite, so I am expecting an earthquake at least since Muck is on the field. Honestly, our team doesn't stack up well into Flygon now that I look at it at all. Breaking Swipe lowers our attack, which is not good, and Ice Spinner is too much for Emerald to take. I find myself questioning already how I'm going to get out of this spot. I'm hopeful that Trick Room can create an opening for us. Dark Terror on Muck to get a big crunch off seems like a good idea until I remember that now I take damage from Black Sludge since I lost my poison type. But the enemy Flygon is now taken care of, which was a big threat, so I'll take the small W. Haxorus, however, might also have EQ, so we're not entirely out of the woods yet. Psychic just narrowly misses the KO, and Crunch does basically nothing. And exactly what I was afraid of, Haxorus EQ. Thankfully, Discharge from Magnetron is enough to pick up the double. Wait, what? Oh my goodness, I really need to take the time to DP train. Only 2 team members left, and one of them is weak to ground and dragon. I have no idea how I might pull this off. We start by trying to weaken the Sceptile's attack, which only triggers their weakness policy, boosting their attacking stats. So a net positive for them. That's wonderful. Kingdra joins the battle, so I protect Howerd and attempt to heal Miguel with Leech Life on Kingdra. Thankfully, with Kingdra on the field, we can do a similar strat as what we did with the Fairy Gym Leader, using Snarl from Howerd. Miguel does go down to Acrobatics, which means we're now in a 1v3 with our brand new Duraludon with no EVs, and he's been confused by Hurricane. Somehow though, Leaf Storm misses and Kingdra goes for Rain Dance, so we're able to go for a Snarl to finish off the Sceptile and further lower the special attack stat of Kingdra. The question is, can Howerd beat his brand new evolved form? We have to try to focus this Dragon Terror Archrilodon. So we launch Draco Meteor, and somehow we outspeed, and somehow more manage to one-shot. And thanks to Snarls, Kingdra is not doing nearly enough damage with Rain Dance to take us out, meaning Howerd, beyond all odds, managed to clean up the battle with Draco Meteor. I'm stunned. I'm even still in disbelief. I don't know how I pulled that off. We should not have been able to pull that out of our butts. Yet, here we are moving on to the final Elite Four member. But first, I think Howerd earned this. Shiny Archrilodon. Not bad, not bad. Why does it look like a staple remover? It looks so goofy. We still need 2 more shiny Pokemon to join our team, and lucky for us, there's a special outbreak that will give us a pretty strong fairy type support Pokemon with a boosted shiny rate right here in the mountain biome. Milcery would be a perfect addition to the team right before the steel type leader. It's too late now. I've already knocked out 60 of them. Is that shiny Milcery? There he is! That was a lot easier to spot than I thought it would be. Hi cutie, how are you? Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, and the crit capture. Spinny spin, and out comes McCreamy. Honestly, a really great shiny, and I think the Decorate will be pretty helpful as a support move in these upcoming battles. We continue to explore, getting into some battles and catching a lot of Pokedex pages, but when we came across Cranidos, I stopped dead in my tracks to hunt this fossil Pokemon in the wild. Equipped with a Rock 3 sandwich, we set off, and not even 10 minutes into the hunt, we see this through the trees. Oh, shiny Cranidos already? I literally was just talking about how it would be fast, but I didn't expect it that fast. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Come here right now, please, and thank you. My goodness. That's a beautiful shiny. My gosh. By the way, our final Pokemon for our shiny only team, we got 2 shinies from all 4 quadrants. And we're about to take on the final gym. Critical capture. Love to see it. We name him the only logical name and get him some EXP candies before we set off to the steel type battle waiting for us. Leading off with Daddy Longlegs and Derp McGee, we face off with Fabio and the physical half of Skarmbliss. I tried to knock out the Doug trio right away and just put the Skarm to sleep, but Focus Sash means that the trio can EQ twice, which would be enough to take out Derpy, but his Quick Draw activates to save him for another turn. Magnetron hits the field after a Whirlwind to unleash a huge discharge into Empoleon and Skarmory. Scizor and Reuniclus are up next, and I have Miguel in the back, so I decide to focus the Scizor with Electroshot and Flash Cannon. Metagross is a bit worrisome since I think it probably has EQ and it's about to Terra. I protect Howerd to see how much discharge can do to each of them, which is a nice chunk. Now I bring in McCreamy to set up Decorates. After this, +1 Terra Draco Meteor takes care of Metagross. Ryun does manage to take down Archeralis, but in return we bring in Smash, who blows this battle to Kingdom Come using its insane attack stat. Finally, with the final battle at hand, we do actually take the time to EV drain, because I had no idea what to expect. Kieran has been waiting for this day for months, and it's finally time to see how his training has worked out for him. BB League champion Kieran leads with Politoed and Dragonite, while I have Alchemy and Derpy Boy. Dazzling Gleam is gonna 2-shot the Dragonite, so we focus Politoed with Derpy, who almost goes down to a shell sidearm. Gleam would pick up the double KO, but with Dragonite asleep, I decided to take time to recover first, which means Derpy goes down, but not before doing more than its job. Howerd replaces him, and with the rain up, Charge Shot skips the charging turn, giving an immediate +1 in special attack and taking out the Dragonite, while Gleam cleans up Toad. Incineroar and Porygon Z hit the field next. Alchemy survives the Fake Out and Hyper Beam combo somehow, and Howerd retaliates with a Flash Cannon, taking out PZ. Grimace comes out next, and with little offensive pressure right now, I want to try and boost Howerd even more with Decorate. Now with +3 special attack on our cannon, Alchemy finally goes down after being the best support ever, leaving room for Smash to come out. Hydrapple is the final Pokemon, and even with a Terra fighting and can't take a Draco, and the battle is over. Kieran cannot believe that he lost again, and it sends him into a spiral, which Drayton takes as an opportunity to really rub it in. Fresh off that battle, we're summoned by Briar to an urgent meeting. Here we learn about the hidden treasure of Area 0, and that there is a lowest point to the crater that we need to go explore as a team. So Carmine, Kieran, Briar, and your boy all travel to the Great Crater of Paldea to find the missing treasure. After finding the lowest button on the elevator, we find this cave full of beautiful glowing crystals, and right away the teacher's distracted by a bunch of books. However, she finds that the hidden treasure is a Pokemon named Terapagos, but it's sleeping somewhere down here and it's never been found, so good luck. A few more steps and the other big reveal of the DLC is dropped on us as a puzzle to open a crystal. That's right, there's a new type. Well, yes and no. There's a new Terra type that's basically like all the types put together. The gate is opened by a victory, and then we have to do that 4 more times, because gameplay. Here's a twist I wasn't expecting though. When we finally find the mystical Terapagos, Kieran snipes it from us because he's still mad that we beat him fair and square in the Pokemon battle. Then proceeds to challenge us using said mythical Pokemon, and when he gets wrecked, the Pokemon breaks out of its Master Ball and goes on a small rampage that only we can stop. And I was not ready for all of this today. I didn't even heal first. This battle was actually kind of tricky because it kept changing its types, but after I realized what was happening, it was kind of a piece of cake. A multi-layered cake. What is this design? We defeat it, capture it, then the credits roll. But we're not done there. We still have to finish the Blueberry Pokedex, and I'm so close I can taste it. We grab some of the trickier evolutions with the raid battles, as well as some version exclusives before breeding all of the starter Pokemon and whatever other Pokemon we were missing. With that done, we set out for the best of them all. It's time for us to grab brand new Paradox Pokemon, Raging Bolt and Gouging Fire. After catching 200 Pokemon for Perrin, he tells you about these 2 Pokemon that are hidden somewhere in Area 0, and all you have to go off to find them is a picture she took from super far away. Luckily, they're not that hard to find. So we grab Raging Bolt, and shortly after that we find Gouging Fire, catching both, fairly easily. And that just about concludes all of the content in this DLC. Worried about catching the legends available in this DLC because they are all shiny locked. And honestly, if I'm going to go through the trouble of catching them, I'm probably just going to do that off camera. I might not even do that. I would like to shiny hunt them, and I don't know why they're shiny locked. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, we just had Dynamax Adventures. You could catch these things shiny with boosted odds, and now they're locked. I don't. However, there is one thing left that we need to do. In order to start the epilogue content, we must first grab the mythical Pechiberry from Mystery Gift. With this item, we can approach the shop lady in Kitakami and talk to the doll she has on display. After staring longingly at the toy for a moment, Arvin calls us and asks us to hang out. And with our back turned to the doll, it wanders away. Pretty sure that's nothing to be worried about. That's probably, dolls do that all the time, right? That's fine. Back at home, Arvin, Penny, and Nomona are waiting for us. After some food, we decide to take a trip as a group to Kitakami, because they've never been. Oh, and look who's here, back home from school, purely out of embarrassment. And his sister's home too. Something's different about her. New haircut, that's what it is. The group decides to stay the night, so we hit up the local community center to have a place to sleep. And it's not long before Nomona gets lost, so we head out to look for her. Everyone in town seems to be acting a little bit strange, including these two old people who start doing the chicken dance aggressively at us after we ask about our friend. We give them the smackdown, and we see Nomona heading out of town, so we follow her. Once we reach the festival grounds, we're stopped by Kieran's grandparents. It seems like they've been possessed by whatever's going on here too, and we have to lay the smackdown on them before we get sent back to town by a phone call from Arvin. It's here that we see Petrarun for the first time, as it takes over the minds of our friends, forcing us to defeat them in battle. After being dispatched, it flees for the Shrine of the Loyal Three, and it's here that we have our final showdown. A 1v1 with Nomona under Petrarun's control. After a smooth dispatching of her team, we have to figure out what we're doing with Petrarun. And after we defeat it in a slightly harder battle than I expected, we capture it, putting an end to the mind control terrors for good, and ending the epilogue and DLC content, for now, in Scarlet and Violet. A lot of you left comments on the Teal Mask video saying that I should wait for the Indigo disc to come out before I make a definitive call on whether or not this DLC is worth the $35 that they charge. And now with a fully completed Pokédex and hundreds of hours shiny hunting in this game and its DLCs, I can with full confidence say, no, it's not. It's really not. For $35, they added like another 6 hours worth of content if you were to just speed run through it. For me, it added more like 16 hours worth only because I was shiny hunting for every encounter. But if you're not doing that, you could easily get through this in like 3 hours each. However, I was pleasantly surprised with some of the additions and confused by others, but ultimately left wanting more. And I think that's what you're supposed to do, right? You leave them wanting more. So in conclusion, I give Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLCs, Teal Mask, and Indigo Disc 6 shiny Duraludons out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know that it took a long time to get out. Like I alluded to in the intro, that is largely because I got very distracted. Kind of forgot to work on this video. As well as I've been working a lot on Minecraft uploads because those have been doing really well. Jironic MC is where you can find that. It's linked down below as well as somewhere on the end screen. Speaking of end screen, why don't you check out this video right here. If you haven't seen it, this is my Teal Mask video where I ran through with a full shiny team, although this was without sandwiches, full odd shiny hunting. And over here you will find YouTube suggestion for you. I don't know what this video is, but YouTube knows you pretty well, so maybe check that one out. And with that, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.